Hey guys, welcome back to another video on You're Not Alone. Hopefully you guys had a really good weekend. And yeah, let's add some more days to the streak. In this video, I'm just here to let you guys know that being on semen retention is going to bring your enemies to the forefront in two different ways. And before I even talk about the two different ways, if you guys think you don't have enemies, if you think you guys don't have people trying to prey on your downfall and that just wishes you ill will, you got to get out of that naive type of mindset. And for some, it's not for everybody, but it definitely was for me, because when I first started this journey, or even before, like I was always like, everyone's a good person. If anyone ever does bad to me or this and that, they probably just had a bad day. But then you start recognizing some people are actually demons out here. Some people actually, like, they aren't just working on themselves. So they have, you just got demons. So just be careful out here on who you keep around you and who you bring into your energy. But semen retention will bring your enemies to the forefront in two different ways. One, your discernment's going to be at like 100, and the longer you're on this path, the more you're going to see. And what's going to happen as well too is like you're going to be gaslighting yourself, especially if you're like me and you're super genuine. You're like, what? No, this person's been friends with me for like forever. They would never do that. I'm here to tell you guys, they will do that. They are capable of doing that. And you just gotta like not ignore the red flags, you get me? Because this is how this reality works. You're gonna be on semen retention, you're ultra protected, your discernment's on point, you're gonna like peep one weird thing about somebody, and then it's up to you. Like this is not like it's up to everybody, like how do you want to move with this. In the beginning, when I first hopped on semen retention, I was just cutting off people like left and right. I've kind of like got into a point where I recognize people are going to be people, and I have to kind of like meet them where they're at. My point being is, I'm saying like when I peep something, I don't really cut them off from the bat. I kind of just build like a case like in my head, and I don't even bring it up to them. I'm like, oh, you know what? That was a little weird. But some people, like, they're very strict. They're like, the first red flag I see, they're going to cut them off. It's all up to you. I can only let you know what's going to happen if that person does turn out to be like someone that you shouldn't have around you. You're going to peep that first weird thing, and then you're going to be like, all right, that probably wasn't anything. And then how the universe is going to be looking at you is like, did that person miss that red flag? Let's give them another one. So the red flags are going to get like worse and worse and worse until you finally decide to cut off that person. But if you don't, then it's going to be like, a situation is going to happen where you're kind of forced to kind of step away from that person, where you're like, all right, I can't really ignore this. This person is clearly an enemy that I shouldn't really have around my space. So that's the thing about semen retention. Discernment's going to be on point. It's kind of up to you to believe your discernment. And when you are in the 3D for like a long period of time, and then you finally start getting these spiritual upgrades, these spiritual gifts, you're not even going to want to believe it. You're going to be gaslighting yourself. And that's what I did in the beginning. Like, I was gaslighting myself so well. And I remember too, like, I spoke to a friend. He has no idea about any of this, but he was always there to kind of hear me when I had my little rants, because like I had no one else to talk to. But I remember I sat him down and I told him, like, bro, like, this guy's moving like this guy's moving like this, like, what is going on? Like, what is going on? And even though he was unawakened, even though he didn't have any knowledge of any of this, he said something that's going to stick with me for the rest of my life. He told me, it was always there, you're just now seeing it. And I'm like, you know what? I thought back to like all these previous times of like, now your discernment is showing you these things, and now you're thinking to yourself, like, how could they start being like this, da 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 da. If you think back to like that friend that you need to cut off, if you could think back to your whole friendship, the signs were always there. It's just now your eyes are being open to it. And in a sense, that can give you like an identity crisis, because you're like, man, like, how didn't I peep any of this stuff before? But take it as a blessing. Take it like, have gratitude. Just don't thank them for like the good times that they gave you, and just be like, once I was blind, but now I see. And now have more of a confidence that moving forward, you're going to be able to pick even better friends for yourself. I'm kind of under the illusion that like, I'm kind of under like the perspective that you can only be friends with other retainers. But I'm pretty like, I take this like pretty far. If you guys are like just going up like 90 days, relapse there, 30 days, relapse there, da da da, you could probably still be around people. I'm talking to the very extreme. Like, I'm going to be on this practice for a minute. And that's why like, I'm like, all right, me being friends with non-retainers, like I be double taking sometimes. But the second thing of like how the second way semen retention is going to bring your enemies to the forefront, I've spoke about this in the past, your energy is going to bring the demons out of people. Your energy is going to make people malfunction. People that was necessarily good people, genuine people, kind, nice, whatever you want to call it, you staying on this practice, you're going to bring out the weird energy in them, and they're not even going to know what's going on. And that's why I say that you can only really be friends with other retainers. I think some people are going to disagree with that. That's just how I'm kind of seeing it. People I never thought could like switch up on me. I didn't even think they were capable of doing bad. They just became an enemy like this. And this practice is very polarizing for the fact that they're either gonna like, people are either gonna super love you or super hate you. So when you make an enemy on this practice, they just hate your guts. Like, they hate how you're like always smiling, how you're always positive, how things seem to come so easy to you. And the sad part about this is like, if you sat that person down, right, and you told them like, hey, look, the only reason I'm in the gym so much, the only reason like money's finally coming in, the only reason like I have like, I'm just saying this for myself, the only reason I have a social media following is because of semen retention. If you told that friend that, they heard you, they listened to you, and they go do it themselves, they'll manifest all these good things in their life. They would not have to be an enemy. But because they can't even fathom that, because they start like trying to put you on a pedestal and being like, what's going on? The only way to make themselves comfortable is to turn you into an enemy. So now they're gonna like, because two things is happening. It's like their subconscious mind and their conscious mind is kind of fighting each other. You get me? Subconsciously, they hate you because of that energy you kind of like preserving within you, and they become envious, jealous, and that turns them into an enemy. But the conscious version, they still have to like be like, they still have to kind of operate under that. You get me? Like, they think that that's their identity. So they're going to try to come up with a reason that they don't like you. You're going to hear a lot of false stories about you. And this is another thing about this practice. Your enemies will be revealed because sometimes people will just make a false accusation on you. You're probably at a job. Someone's going to like falsely accuse you of something. That's happened to me twice. You're going to have a friend start talking mess behind you, behind your back. And it's always going to get to you. Semen retention makes your life like a movie. Like, I'm telling you, like in a regular life situation, you probably have someone around you that's not supposed to be around you for years, never knowing that they're snaking you in the back, probably like cheating on you with your girl, all these different things. Semen retention, regardless of the discernment, regardless of you turning someone into that enemy and they can no longer hide it, the information finds you in some way. Like I have like stories to tell you guys, but semen retention makes some of your experience kind of unique to yourself. I'm starting to kind of discover that. Like, there's some things I can't tell you guys because human nature, it's like human nature instinct for us to be have solipsism. I think that's how you pronounce it, where you guys could get some of the things I'm talking about because you guys have lived it yourself. But some of these like bizarre, unique experiences, I can never talk about it. And the same thing with you guys. You guys could probably comment something and like I'll read it, and I have to kind of really think what it is kind of be in your shoes, you get me? Because like, we all have different experiences. We all grew up, we had different childhoods, different experiences. So something you might say might be super exciting, super in depth to you. But to me, I'm not kind of really getting what you're talking about. But in the essence of like this information coming back to you, recognize someone could be like hating on you, preying on your downfall, this and that. The universe, God is going to give you a sign. Like, I've always got it in weird ways. I've either gotten it in a dream. I've either gotten it on getting on social media, being on the outside of a live stream and having that person talk mess about me just to my face. It always comes back to me. And this kind of ties into like my whole divinely protected video. People that wish ill will on you, they will get their karma 100% of the time. And God in the universe is gracious to tell you like how they got it. And if you aren't like aware enough, you're not gonna like notice that that's the reason that it had happened. You get me? Sometimes someone would do something to me, and then the next day, like I'll be talking to them, and like I'll just ask them like, hey, how was your day? And they're like, oh, not good. Like, they don't even have to get into details. They'll be like, oh, not good. Like, I'm having kind of a bad day. And in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, it's because you did that F stuff. Like, it's because you did something like bad to me like the day before. You get me? And some of them, if someone does something super extreme to you, then you will get the full story. Like, either from that person themselves kind of just like blabbing to you, from a family member, a friend, or all those different type of things. So recognize that when you're on semen retention, your aura is getting stronger and stronger, and your enemies will be pulled to the forefront. And people can hide in the shadows, but you're so bright on this practice, it will expose the darkness in other people. But that is it for this video, guys. As always, I appreciate the support. You guys have been amazing. Channel is growing extremely fast. But yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.